let's do some clips. Maybe not clips, but songs. How about that?
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Do you want to get it out the way first?
I'll boot up the quality degradation filter.
Yeah, Matt, could you just come over to the soundboard and just do the shit music filter
You
over
weren't
here?
supposed to say that out loud.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was muted.
Excuse me. Everyone can hear us. We're on microphones. Yes, that
clearly sound great. So obviously music would sound great too.
It would.
It's totally not a different thing that sounds different based on different audio inputs and wavelengths and bands. And I'm not an audio
codecs. How do they work?
Yes.
There you go. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
For people that do not know what we're referring to, Tim Pool has accused this program of putting his song through a sounding bad filter.
Who has time for that?
Yeah, or who has like any technology that we could.
Well, apparently Tim does, because I heard the song. That must be what's wrong with it.
Yeah, he did it first. I don't know.
The funny thing is, none of our critique had anything to do with like the audio recording production quality. It all had to do with the actual
composition,
composition, right?
He was mad that you said he sounded like Nickelback, which I said he didn't. I said he sounded like Rise Against in Theory of a Dead Man had like a baby together, but like
and like put it on Ambien.
He thinks he's like an emo band, which I don't know. Just because you're sad doesn't mean you're an emo band, man.
I agree.
Major label Rise Against. I need to state major label Rise Against, not old school Rise Against.
Okay. Well,
important.
Thank you for the distinction. With all of that prelude, let's see if Kari Lake can beat out Tim Pool as a musical artist. Now, to be fair, she is really just doing spoken word. The Truth Bombers are the band that's behind this single. But here we go. It's called 81 Million Votes My Ass.
That's great. Ew.
I know.
What is that? Squishy.
Sounds like a wet slapping, not like camera.
Upside down.
If you told me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that I would be in the middle of a political movement, I would have said, put down Hunter's crack pipe.
Who is she?
Right now.
Sorry.
Put down Hunter's crack pipe, she said.
I could call it like Kari Lake, like the Ennis Cantor of politics, because it's like you didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
And you're here talking like all this, but you're in the center of a movement, Kari.
I mean, Ennis was a starter, at least for a few teams. Kari Lake has not won elected office.
Yeah, she exactly. It is unfair to Ennis, who got double doubles in the playoffs. Like she's never won an election. What was she, like a talk show?
She was
host?
a radio host, and now she's just like
a news anchor or something. Yeah, she's like a local news anchor.
And now she's literally the thirstiest person on the planet for Donald Trump's approval. She was outside of the courthouse for his arraignment. Her and Vivek Ramaswamy were the two losers to show up and try to grift off of those supporters. And
what's also funny about her loss is that other Republicans running for statewide office lost, but with a closer margin. So what, did they just not get cheated as much as Kari Lake did, or is there maybe something deficient about her as a politician?
No, she was that much of a threat. They had to make sure that she was done. All right, start.
Only so many mules to allocate.
Oh, don't you worry, Brandon. They reference mules. Mules in this song.
Would expect nothing less.
Again,
sounds like Tom Sawyer by Rush.
Except with like splashy.
Yeah, maybe we do have a bad movie filter.
2 years ago, 3 years ago, that I would be in the middle of a political movement, I would have said, put down Hunter's crack pipe. Right now. Right now.
I can't afford the groceries. I can't afford your gas. It's bad inflation across the nation. 81 million votes my ass. Hey, 81 million votes my ass. You failed to build back better.
Lots of
your
videos.
middle finger to middle class.
They've pissed off an already pissed off woman.
81 million votes my ass.
Crime was committed.
I'm thinking the exact same thing.
21st day of publicly transitioning.
It's catchy.
We're living on planet crazy.
It's got a hook.
He's way better than Tim Pool.
Top full of China, hookers and bows and crack, and the diary's got Creepy Joe in the shower. 81 million votes my ass.
None of this has anything to do with the voting.
The funny thing, I mean, I don't know how much we wanted to watch, but like, yeah, that guy with all those liabilities ran up 81 million votes, a record in this country in raw numbers, against your guy.
That's my favorite thing when Trump says, like, he's like, I got the most votes out of any president, any sitting president. Like it's like he has to qualify sitting president because he can't say the most votes was the guy who beat him.
Well, he can say that. I mean, he basically does. But yes, that is his, like, right.
It's like me saying, like, hey, actually, the Timberwolves are the best team in the NBA because they had the biggest quarter against the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns.
He's
in a game they lost.
But that's why, I mean, Trump is the ultimate, like, public relations guy. That really is his calling. He should have been a PR executive in another life. Can we go to, like, minute 2? I love when they break it down, right?
Yeah. Oh, we got a little bridge?
Because we got the bridge, and that's when we get her most spoken word element. It might be a little further, but we can let it run. Again, this is better than Tim Pool, to be honest with you. Yeah,
the iTunes charts are going to go crazy for this.
Are you guys in
agreement?
It already 100%. It goes without saying this is better than Tim Pool's music.
Yeah. It's catchier.
And I'm not even a country music fan.
The Hillary stuff, actually.
Except for Nelly, of course.
Oh, yeah.
She was, Kari Lake was pumping up how it was number 1 on iTunes.
Yeah, I didn't even know
which
that,
you should all know, by the way, that the reason conservatives always use the iTunes charts and nothing else is because in the year 2023, when nobody buys individual tracks anymore, it is incredibly easy to actually hit the top of the iTunes charts.
I would not be shocked if it was done like the way, right-wing books get bought in bulk to inflate themselves on, like, the New York Times bestseller list, which they then pretend to not care about. That's something like Forgatio Blow or whatever.
Yeah, Forgiato Blow.
Forgiato Blow. It's the same kind of
shadow banned, but also number 2 on iTunes.
Because you can't. Go ahead.
I don't know what the exact number is, but you just need like a few thousand sales on a single track. Again, we're talking like 99 cents for the track. Right. A few thousand sales in a short period of time to pump it up on the charts, because the charts also consider, how long how long the track's been on been for sale, and how the time period in which the sales are coming in. It's not just like, otherwise, Taylor Swift would be atop the charts all the time for like just overall sales.
Right.
So, all these factor in for like the perfect storm for conservatives to like game those numbers, even if it's just getting their followers to just all buy the track at the same time.
Brandon, go ahead. I know you wanted to say something.
Oh, no, I was just going to say what Matt was going to say, but in a meaner way. Like, you only need like 20 people to get to the top of the iTunes like single chart. Right. It's not 2004 anymore. Come on.
You can see this in like the Steam online, the Steam video game things, like, because very often the charts, like coming soon charts, are flooded with these porn games, and they know how to like flood the system because they get everyone to buy their like $2 or pre-order their $2 game, and all of a sudden it's like this game you will never hear of except you see it on those charts because they have gamed the system.
Well, no pun intended. All right, let's hear them break it down.
A lot of times too, like those charts actually mean very little. It's just for those people to like stroke their ego and say, I hit the top of the charts. Yep. Like very rarely do the charts actually deliver like more sales, or at least a significant number of sales for anything that tops them.
Okay. Yeah, let's go.
Hey, 81 million votes my ass.
And at first I chuckled. I said, oh my gosh, Hillary Clinton is actually talking about me? That's funny. And then I got to thinking, maybe that's not funny. Oh my gosh, help.
It would be funny if somebody killed Kari Lake.
I just want you all to know I'm in perfect health. We've recently had our automobile service.
Wow, they can roll a pot.
The brakes are in good order, and I am not suicidal.
She's bragging about not being suicidal.
The air balloons.
God, we get it.
Oh, Daft Punk on the track.
It's like Eiffel 65.
Votes my ass. 81 Joe, don't make me laugh.
There we go, Bernie.
Hell yeah,
2,000 mules.
Yeah, here we go.
Ballots in the trash.
It is despicable what they did, and I will not let these bastards get away with it.
1 million votes my
Wow, this proves everything.
Yeah, solid evidence there. That's some freak on
He had the swamp going after him, and he was still getting stuff done. And now we have stumbling, bumbling Joe. I miss the bull in the china shop. I miss the mean tweets. I miss Donald Trump. 81 million votes. My ass.
Does Kari Lake know that she could just go to Truth Social and see all the mean tweets she wants? Trump's still putting them out there.
Yeah, that's his decision.
Well, apparently this song launched on Truth Social. Speaking of,
There was a push notification for it.
Oh, beautiful! Because you have Truth Social.
Yeah, and Matt, I'm sure Matt got it, or maybe
Does Rumble have an app?
Yeah,
because I've been watching it in browser.
I'll be honest, I kind of forgot to check in with Truth Social for a while.
I actually made it so I did this when he was on Twitter too, but I make it so, and this is the only person I do it for. I make it so I get the notification every time Trump posts.
I mean, if you're gonna put on post notifications for anybody, that's probably the person to do it.
This song kind of goes
It's
off.
always guaranteed to be funny.
Always.
This song kind of snaps, even if it's through our designated soundboard knob that goes, when we flick it up, it just goes shit music filter.
Yeah.
I mean,
it broke through our shit music filter.
It's better than Tim Pool's crap, but
Skill
I will
issue.
say it is a little bit clap stomp rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a little bit hackneyed at this point, but
It's
good
for
job,
barn dances and line, line socials, whatever they have.
Yeah.
Whatever they have in
the drum beat
Utah.
that very clearly tells you how to do the line dance.
There's a little bit of Big and Rich, but they also they also try to do a little bit of like kind of a Rush era, like electronica.
Yeah. I like that they experimented with it. Tim Pool's was all like one note.
Yeah.
I will say though, for the narrative of the song though, Kari Lake's involvement makes no sense. Like, I feel like it should be interspersed with Donald Trump's sound bites, being that he's the one who would be going after Biden for quote unquote barely or not really beating him. Like, what's Kari Lake's feud with Biden? Like, does Biden even know who Kari Lake is?
That's what's so
Definitely
funny.
not.
Yeah, she's like, that's what's so funny about that song. It's like, I'm here at the center of movement. No one knows who you are.
Yeah, no, but she replayed B-roll of like Trump being in her vicinity or like giving her a slight hug on the way to the podium at 40 different angles multiple times in the video.
And the other one being like, oh, Hillary Clinton noticed me and said some bad things about me. Like, congratulations. It's just
There's
like,
no way Clinton knows who she is either.
Yeah,
Right.
it's going to be so great too when Donald Trump like completely ignores her and picks Kristi Noem or somebody to be his VP because she's
why would he pick her though? She's a loser. Why would he
she's
pick
a loser. She's literally never done anything.
because she's like groveling at his feet via music video and by showing up at his court appearances, and I don't know.
It would
But
make more sense for him to pick Marjorie Taylor Greene. At least she's won before.
Yeah, but you got to be successful for him to like you groveling at him.
Yeah,
Otherwise, he finds it
exactly.
kind of distasteful. Like they really for people who love him so much, they must not have watched like The Apprentice as much as I did, because like he has very easy tells. Like he doesn't like you talking too much about yourself. Prefers you talking about him.
Yep.
Certainly like in order for you to be like around his vicinity and him to like you, you'd have to be successful. You can't have just lost your election.
yeah,
But when he called that like guy who lost and was being funded by Peter Thiel, and he was the
Blake Masters.
Yes, Blake Masters. That was his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, you got to defend me harder. You can't.
Yeah.